be honest with you, I haven't really found much, with the exception of the 16th century gilded Tudor merchant's ring with a gold bezel. It's a mouthful, isn't it? Which is now in the hands of the Portable Antiquities, going through the usual treasure process. And this is where I found it. And just here I need to go through the gate, and I've been given a key. And I found it just there. And I'm sure there's a lot more over there. It's just a case of finding it. And over the other side of the wall, over the hill, where the bigger hill is, there's a huge expanse there too. But I've also got all this and all that, but as I said, it hasn't really produced that much. The ring is the exception. And it's strange that it hasn't really produced much. The best after the gold ring was really, well, just pre-decimals. George III, I think, was one of the oldest things I found. So I'm going to have a few hours over here this morning and just see if I can bring anything out of the ground for you to have a look at and rescue some more history, and I'll catch you later. Making sure you swing low and very slow. There's a signal. Draw the coil back until the signal almost begins to vanish, and then dig just at the front edge. Well, look at that, Butlin Skegness, miles away from Skegness. Well, it's a little bit slow this morning. I've just found a stainless stainless nickel fork. I guess, again, because of the history of this land, there's lots of camping and things on here in previous decades. Anyway, I've just had an email from Amy, who is my Finds Liaison Officer for the Portable Antiquities scheme in Wakefield, and I sent her an image this morning with regard Bronze Age Falstaff axe head, and she's come back 99% sure that I'm right. So it looks like this could be my oldest find yet, 2000 BC approximately. Fantastic news. Now this is exciting. First of all, I dug a hole there, and it was a small piece of gold foil. Then I dug a hole there, lifted the plug off, and I can see immediately what I believe it to be. This is the field. It's only a small one, it's only about 3 acres, maybe 4, where I found the gold Tudor ring, and I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. So this is the field where I found the 16th century gold merchant's ring from the Tudor period, and it was literally 100 feet that way. Okay, this is not Tudor, and if it is what I think it is, that'll be 2 gold rings I've had off here. So, get the light right. Can you see that? Before I pull that out, does it look like a ring to you? Yes, it looks like a ring to me too. It's very small In fact, it's very, very small. I don't even think. No, it'll just go on the end of my little finger. And some initials. Might be, oops, here we go. It looks like something CP. Hallmarks, because I think this is probably a modern ring, so there's bound to be a hallmark, I would have thought. Yep, I can see hallmarks in there. So I'm going to have to get that home and clean it up to see what carat that is and give it away. So that's now 5 gold rings I found in 8 months, and none of them have been on beach, and they have all been on pasture. Wow, I really am happy about that. I was beginning to get a little bit despondent this morning, thinking, well, what else can there be on this field? Now, I love wild fungi. So these puffballs are coming home with me. They are fantastic, fried in a little bit of oil and butter. So they'll be on my plate tonight. So a gold signet ring today and 2 puffball fungi. Who could ask for any better than that? Gold and food. Well, it's always nice to end on a high note, to finish the day with my 5th gold ring and some fungi. It's a real sense of achievement, and nothing can top that, so I'm going to call it a day now. And I got a message this morning on my comments on YouTube from Digger Dan, or the Deep Digger Dan, and he said the other day he beat me because he'd got a gold ring, so therefore his find was worth more in value but not in age, because I got a Roman. And so now maybe think this makes us even, Dan, and we'll have to go head to head sometime and see what we can get in a real competition together.